Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with the big opinion here. So, my last couple of videos, I have talked quite a bit about it warming up and garage sales and getting things on sale, and you never know what you're gonna find when it comes to adding stuff to your preps. But I just made a purchase. Not the greatest or most dramatic thing towards prepping, but I'm putting my words where my mouth is. Back seat, I got a stainless steel sink. It's like 32 inches across. It's like 13 inches deep, I think. And I had to go down a road that probably has not had new asphalt put on it in the time that I have been alive. And I had about a quarter mile of nothing but a dirt road. But this thing cost me a whole $10. The guy was super nice. He had a big old shed full of a bunch of stuff. Other things that if I would have brought more cash, I probably would have ended up buying some of it. Like, he had a little RV, like portable septic tank, that it looked like it was about a 30-gallon guy. But I told him I was a teacher and I couldn't come yesterday, and he's like, well, I think someone wants to come out and get it. And I was like, I can be here within 20 minutes of school ending. He held on to it for me, and it was nice having a little conversation with him. But what I purchased it for, why am I spending $10 on a sink that's got rust spots? If I was actually going to put it in my house, I'd have to spend quite a bit of money, getting new drains for it, just new equipment for it to be able to actually hook it up into my house. And so, y'all have seen the bug out location. It's very much, kind of bushcrafty at best. And, we're working on upgrading some things. We'd like to get a little bit of solar out there, so that we have some semblance of power. We're nowhere near the point of actually putting a nice permanent structure. It's mostly, a step up from tent camping, where we have, solid walls that have nails and paracord holding it up and things like that. But I've got about 15 pallets at the house and scrap wood from doing demo work in my house, and we are going to, or probably just me, set up some sort of frame for it. That way, and then a shelf at the top that I can take one of those 6-gallon water jugs that I have, and just have gravity flowing water. That's the basics. The overall plan is to, like I said, get the solar out there and get a small little boat or RV water pump, and a small little golf cart battery, or maybe spend the money on a deep cell, but get us a little bit of water pressure. And I'll add just the smallest amount of PVC to the bottom, so that it can drain down into the ravine, and so it'll make washing our hands easier. It'll make cleaning our our cooking utensils and pots and pans easier. It is right next to a lake, so, you know, processing fish or, you know, any game that we hunt out there, you know, it'll just make life a little bit easier. So, whole point of this video is to say, yes, you can find deals out there. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It had been up there for 2 weeks. So, not a lot of people were just desperate to go get it. But as a prepper, it will serve a purpose for me. And I can't really make a guideline for a video like this. You know, you just got to spend 5 or 10 minutes a day, you know, taking a look at what's out there. You know, one of the other things that I saw on there that I couldn't justify buying, even though its price point was amazing. So if you live anywhere in Northeast Texas or, you know, Southeast Oklahoma or Arkansas, or maybe even Central Texas because of the price point, for $100 it was a Army Kevlar, knee pads, a duffel bag, a groin plate, and a flak jacket without any other inserts. I say that's a good deal because those helmets, from what I've seen on sale in, you know, Army surplus stores, those things are like $250 at the bare minimum, but they're typically $300 or $400 just for the helmet. So to get everything else, it's a pretty solid deal. I did talk with the guy. You know, he's retired Army. He sat on this stuff for years and years and just didn't have any use for it. So if you're around that area, I'd say that's a good price. If you're getting anything used that is completely functional for what you're trying to get it for, and it's less than 75% of its original cost, it's probably a good deal. You can also check Craigslist, OfferUp, you know, any of the different websites that let you resell things. I'd even say you could use eBay. They've gotten pretty good with their return policy. Just know that shipping for some things, prepping wise, might be a bit expensive, and there are some things you don't want to buy secondhand anyway. You know, you don't want to buy a water filter secondhand. But there are a lot of things that are perfectly acceptable and fine to buy secondhand. And so it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, and you just have to be hyper vigilant. I say that a lot. You know, pay attention to the news, pay attention to what is being resold in your area, and you never know when you're going to find something. You know, if I were to buy a sink like that brand new to put out in the woods, it costs about $100, and I don't think I could justify putting something brand new out in the woods, out in the elements. You know, at some point I will have a cover to go over the sink, and, you know, that cooking area will be covered. But at the moment, it's going to get rained on. You know, critters are going to be able to mess around with it. And so I'm not going to put a brand new sink out in the elements. It's not going to happen. But I will put a $10 sink that's already kind of dirty out there, and it serves a purpose for me. So, in the comments, if you have found secondhand stuff. Anything that you use for prepping that you've gotten secondhand, whether it's garage sale, Facebook Marketplace, any of these other spots, leave it in the comment section down below. I'd be interested to see what you got, how much you spent on it, you know, how excited you were to get something like that without having to pay full price for it. And then lastly, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you enjoy what I'm doing with the channel, then hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you got a friend or family member that benefit from the discussions we have in these videos, then share the channel with them and let's continue growing. With that, catch you in the next one.